Well,
Depends on who shows up
yeah,
for you.
I was going to have some Q&A time for people who had questions about the
But nobody has
Clergy
any
Renewal
questions.
Grant.
But nobody has them,
So-
apparently.
They were so enlightened with the sermon that they had to go out and tell everyone about the Lord's.
Yeah, that's it.
the way.
That's it.
Good,
Tell them about the manager.
good.
Did
So-
you,
So who all is here for the Clergy Renewal Q&A, and who all is here for the fellowship?
She's here for the Q&A.
Fantastic.
did you record your thing when you did your,
Did what?
did you record your thing last week when you
No.
did the 11? Oh, okay. Because I wasn't here, obviously, I was going to watch it.
Okay. Let me see if we have any of those flyers left.
You're saying yes.
Don't sing the Help Me Sing It.
Okay.
That's just a vocalization that he has. So we'll just go great as you.
Okay. So,
Uh-oh, mine's red.
Now we have to pay attention.
let me
Ask the person.
start for those who may have missed our last thing. The Lilly Endowment funds a program called the Clergy Renewal Program, which makes grants to congregations so that their clergy can engage in a period of rest and renewal. And what we are looking to do is apply for this grant. We apply in 2026. We would know by the end of summer. And the plan, if we receive the grant, is for me to take a leave of absence in 2027, which would be over the summer. My plan for that would be for myself to do some traveling and cooking and eating. And so the plan is for me to do kind of like a culinary boot camp somewhere in the United States, and then for Andrea and I to travel to Italy and to Germany to do some cooking and eating there because we have roots in those parts of the world. And the plan following that would be to take the whole family to Sweden and to Mexico because we are actually in touch with family in those places. We don't know what family we have in Germany or in Italy, but we know that we do have family in Sweden and in Mexico. So we have some time by myself, some time with spouse, some time with children, and then in the meantime, so my plan would be to do a lot of eating, but then do some cooking classes in each of those places. In the meantime, your sabbatical pastor, who we would hope to have the same person the whole stretch I'm gone or close to it, would be we don't know who it's going to be yet, but the person will engage in some activities with the congregation and likely around hospitality and welcoming people to the table. So you'd be doing kind of a parallel thing to what I would be doing rather than you guys learning something about cooking and eating. We're going to do different things. And some of that, don't touch. Yes, so the plan would be likely through a sermon series, but also we want to provide some resources so that people can do some meals where people would host, and then we would provide people with maybe like a box of groceries to put the meal on the table so that it's not all on you to feed all these people, but we want to bring different people together and maybe practice some things we learn about hospitality and welcome. And maybe that's a progressive dinner, maybe that's just a meal at one place, but we would want to kind of manage those groups so that you're not only eating with all the people you already know. We want to get you mixing with some different people from church and maybe invite a neighbor, invite a friend, but put into practice some things we learn about hospitality and welcome. And then when I return, part of the plan would be to have a big meal to come back together. And then from there, I would host a series of meals where I share some of what I have learned about the cooking and culinary stuff. And then I would learn from you some of the practices about how to welcome people to the table and improve the practice of hospitality. So the thought is when we come back together, we learn from one another. The cost to the congregation is $0 because the Lilly Endowment, should they approve this, would pay for all of it. That is a quick recap, so let me throw it out there for questions or thoughts. If you have ideas of, hey, this would be a cool thing for us to do as a church in preparation, or while you're gone, or what have you, those ideas are more than welcome also. Yes, the sabbatical pastor, a portion of the grant would be to pay for the stuff that I'm doing, and a portion of the grant is to pay for a pastor to be here and be your pastor while I'm gone. Yes. They will be doing all the regular pastor stuff. They will be available, for pastoral care, for meetings, for all that sorts of good stuff. The person will be the pastor while I am gone. There's different things going on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. It'll be the least disruptive, being gone over the summer. Yeah. Yeah, that idea of can we somehow extend this to the other churches we've been worshiping together with and the pastors have been working towards, looking for ways to collaborate, and maybe that is a great pool of people to reach out to when we say we want to invite some people who aren't already a part of Holy Shepherd, so we can really practice welcoming people that we don't know as well. I like that idea. Come to this, we will not serve lutefisk, because I will tell you that if I am cooking, we will not be serving lutefisk. Mm-hmm. Yeah, could we gather at other churches? That is definitely something to investigate. You have a question? It would likely be in the 10 to 12 week range, and each experience or excursion, so when I go to do my thing by myself, I would follow that up with a few days of rest and meeting with the spiritual director to do some kind of guided reflection on it. Andrea and I would travel, come back, rest for a little bit, have some guided reflection, and then probably 2 separate trips, because I think going from Sweden to Mexico or from Mexico to Sweden without a stop at home would be challenging and culture shock. Question? Okay. Well, just think about it. You've been to Mexico. You've been to a country where most of the people look a lot like Mom. You can go to Sweden. You can go to a country where most of the people will look like me. Except taller. Wow. I get... unfortunately, well, yeah, 3 of my 4 grandparents were short, including the 2 who were born in Sweden. I don't know. No, you will not go to the spiritual director. That is for me. Ev- Everybody's got to eat, and there is something about sharing a meal with people that builds relationship. And it, yeah, and I mean, you think about people would accuse Jesus, he eats with people he shouldn't eat with. Like when you sit down and eat with somebody, there's a connection there of some sort. So yeah, yeah. But yeah, there is, not only is it something I am passionate about, but yeah, food brings people together in a unique way. Yeah, for sure. I would be gone for about 10 to 12 weeks, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and I definitely want to think more about that idea of how we can. Yeah, I definitely want to have the opportunity to bring together people who are already here at Holy Shepherd, but also how do we perhaps use it as an opportunity to bring together other people that we have been worshiping with. So yeah, kind of to work not just within this congregation, but across congregations. I'm gonna think on that a little bit. You were at a fish fry, and Question. Would we be making seafood in Sweden? Yes. We're gonna have you learn to like herring between now and then. Every kind of herring. I think we may have a serious question. My original thought was to have just a very blank, generic backdrop behind me and speak really cryptically about where I was so you could try to figure it out. But, yeah, that's right. So, one of the things that the guidelines tell you to think about is what are the boundaries of communication between pastor and congregation, because they really do want you to disconnect and take a break, and that is why they pay for a pastor to be here, somebody who can do many of the same things that I can do. And so likely I would probably be posting some updates, kind of like I've done for other things, but yet there would be very limited communication from the congregation to me. You know, it would probably come through the congregation president or the pastor. So that would be a piece of it. But yeah, there would probably be some updates because people seem to like those sorts of things. I don't know that I need a communications director. And if I had a communications director, I would default to what the pastor said at my ordination: always let Andrea speak first. Another question. No. So I think the sabbatical pastor, likely that pastor and I would be in communication for some time prior to the person coming to serve as pastor here. Certainly that person is going to do some things differently, but it's a period of 10 to 12 weeks. I think we would keep a lot of things as they stand. Right. So, yeah, that would be a conversation between myself, the sabbatical pastor, and our council at that time, because they would be the ones who would be receiving the commentary of people on things that would be done differently. So it could be an opportunity to experiment a little bit. Just having a different person will be an adjustment. Because let's face it, God broke the mold when He made me. So you're not going to get me. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Some of it is going to boil down to availability. I'm currently in the process of trying to find somebody to sub for me next month. Our sub list in Northwest Indiana is really short, and several congregations are between pastors right now, so those few people are working every weekend, and I've called over to Metro Chicago, and most of their people who are in the south suburbs are also booked pretty regularly. So a piece of it is going to be availability. I would not leave you in the hands of somebody I would not trust. Though I might get somebody I might try to find somebody who's like, just good enough so that when I come back, people are really happy to see me. Because the last thing I want is to come back and have people go, oh, he's back. If they preside over good meals. That's right.
That's going to determine whether he's happy to see you when you come back.
Right. That's right. Yes. Yeah. Oh, first and foremost, I would ask everybody to pray about this. Just pray that myself and our group that's working on it, just for God's guidance on that, and pray for the congregation that we can craft this in a way that it's going to be a good opportunity for the congregation as well as for me. And the other thing I would say is just have the opportunity to talk it up to other people at church. Say, wow, isn't this a great opportunity? Just try to keep a positive buzz and a positive vibe about it. Or you could also talk about, it's a great opportunity, but I will miss Eric so much. That's also fine. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, hopefully the selection committee sees the wisdom of our plan, and that's good. Very good. That's right. Hey, there you go. Ah, c'est good. Means it's good. Just whatever. Well, thank you so much. We will. Should this thing go through 2 years from now, it'll be done.